Hello. Welcome back to episode 4 of 10 Things That I Want You to Hear. I tried recording this 2 times last night. The first time I just fucking stopped in the middle of it, and the second time I fucking accidentally deleted the file when I was editing, so all that became corrupted. We're back with a vengeance. This is the third time's a charm. It's the morning. Yeah, let's give it a go. Number 1. Why are spinning back elbows the meta right now? I wrote this down last Tuesday, a week ago, watching the contender series. It was pretty sure he was a Peruvian dude that was claiming Mexico or something like that, something along the lines of that. Some false claimer claiming another thing. I'm not calling him a false claimer. My apologies. I take that back. Yeah, he hit a spinning back elbow at the last 2 or 3 seconds to win. I think he was already winning if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I need to watch it back, but it was pretty fucking crazy. Everyone probably saw it on Instagram and shit. Okay. And number 2 was Lerone Murphy what he did to Aaron Pico's at Buffalo Wild Wings. Watching that shit with the gym and my girlfriend. And the same time with Carlos Prates, that was one fight before, so it was back-to-back spinning elbows. Crazy 2-on-1 numbered event is insane, especially back-to-back in the main card. That's pretty entertaining. I like that. And then Diego Lopez destroying Gene Silva by brutal spinning back elbow, literally fucking him up. Never seen Gene Silva on the fence quite like that. But it's crazy to see that shit, and Diego Lopez reinstating himself in the top 5. Even though he was already ranked, he's just solidifying his spot even more, basically. Yeah, spinning back elbows are the meta. I will be getting elbow pads. I will be throwing them in sparring, obviously controlled, at 5%. Let's be real here. I'm not trying to crack nobody with no elbow. I love my training partners that make me better. I'll be seeing y'all next week. We'll leave it at that. Number 2. We should normalize throwing in a couple extra dollars on that tip if your baby dirties up the table beyond belief. We'll just say for a baby, even though it's more adults than babies, from firsthand experience being a server cleaning up tables and shit, adults are more dirtier than babies. Make it make sense. I can't. It's just the way it is. Yeah, but if I'm lifting a side plate off the table and it's just a circle like this of no rice with rice all around it, and you're not even gonna try to clean it up a little bit, bro, give me 2 or 3 extra dollars, bro. You don't gotta throw in another 5, 10, 15, 20. That's ridiculous. No one can really afford that. Tipping's already, a thing as it is. But just if I gotta sweep up pounds of rice off the table, booth and ground in every chair in the ceiling, bro, you can at least throw in a couple more bucks. Be mindful that your child created a mess. Or if you yourself created a mess and you don't want to clean it up, please be mindful that I feel like I shouldn't even have to be throwing that out there. But when I go out to eat, I put all the plates together, stack them nice up, biggest plates on the bottom, smallest plates on top, silverware, all that, napkins, all that, put it to the side so they can just come by and scrape it real quick so it's easy for them. Or I take a little napkin, just wipe off the table real quick. I don't need a rag, okay? Obviously put a napkin under your glass so the condensation on the outside of your glass doesn't get on the wood of the table and ruin it. Let's just think here. Let's just have common courtesy in public. I don't know what happened to that. We'll get back into that in another take later. Yeah, let's normalize throwing on a couple extra dollars on that tip if you leave a fucking mess. And don't even try to clean it up. Let's be more mindful in public, please. Number 3. Kamaru Usman versus Shavkat would feed families. Also, I think it makes sense for the division. I think Usman would beat Shavkat too, not gonna lie, even though I would want Shavkat to win. Just like how my mindset was for Buckley Usman. First of all, shout out Alex. He gave me a free ticket to UFC Atlanta. Unheard of. Insane. Thank you, Alex. I know I already told you thank you before, but I'm bringing it up. Thank you. I got the poster over there, signature, all signed. Anyway, that's besides the point. I really thought Buckley was gonna do it. I thought Usman was on this the second half of his career. I mean, he is on the second half of his career, but I'm talking about more of just on the genuine decline. Take a sip for Buckley. But yeah, and then Usman really just wrestled him the whole time and kept him down, and Buckley couldn't do a thing. And I know Buckley's had some time off, so he's obviously working on that grappling, that takedown defense, the scrambling, all that. I fuck with Walking Buckley heavy, bro. His grind set, his mindset, his grind, all that. I love it. Big fan, big fan. Shout out Walking Buckley. But like I said, I really would want Shavkat to win just because I fuck with Shavkat more than Usman. Don't really care. I'm not gonna say I don't care for Usman, but I mean, like, I don't know. I'm not gonna say or talk shit on Usman, bro. He's in the position that I want to be in later in my life, so why hate? You know what I'm saying? Nothing but motivating to me looking at it. But it would feed families, bro, and it makes sense for the division. Everyone else is booked up at 170. Why would you not make that fight? And they're both at least one fight away from a title shot, especially if one of them can win in spectacular fashion. Come on. Shavkat's been out, injured, and you're not gonna get a win. You're not gonna get a title shot sliming out Ian Gary like that, barely. Come on, that's not worth it. It's not entertaining. It's not dominant enough. Usman, on the other hand, if there's no one else, you really could just give it to him. But obviously, we think he needs one more. He's a little older. He's been inactive. He needs to prove himself. So I think this is perfect. I'm not gonna say this is a number one contender fight because you do have Bilal Muhammad versus Ian Gary, which is the number one contender fight. Unfortunately, doesn't make any sense. They should have gave it to Shavkat, rebooked the Bilal Shavkat fight. If y'all don't remember, that was supposed to be the original fight before JDM filled in for Shavkat in Canada or whatever. Yeah, not Bilal. Usman Shavkat. Come on, bro. Potential. Number 4, back to the common courtesy in public fucking areas. How disgusting do you have to be to put gum under a table in a restaurant? In parentheses, it really shows how you live your life and how you act at home. You probably got a dirty ass smelly crib. I wrote this one down, scraping gum off of under tables at work. Listen, this doesn't even go for restaurants in a public place. I'll go into restaurants here in a second, but if you're that comfortable in a public place, bro, how comfortable are you in your own crib? It's good, dude. If you're gonna be comfortable anywhere, it should be in your own crib. But there's different types of comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Are you comfortable living in a pigsty? Dog shit everywhere, piss, mop the floor, bro. Anyway, yeah, you're probably disgusting if you do that type of shit. And the people that come in the restaurant that I work at are like more well put together. You know, they probably come from a little money or to have some money that worked pretty hard in their life. And, you know, I respect that. That's a whole nother conversation. But it's just like you are too well put together to be doing some nasty ass shit like that. Please stop. Let's have some public common courtesy. We are in 2025, not 1963. We're supposed to evolve as a species, not de-evolve and become more fucking disgusting. So please, let's stop doing that, especially if you're at a restaurant. You have napkins, dude. Put your gum in a napkin. Dude, or even say you don't have napkins at your table. Say your server is slacking, you don't have napkins. Bro, put it on the end of a plate. Y'all never seen that? Y'all never seen that before? Is that just me? Is that just a Midwest thing? You don't know how to put a piece of gum on the end of a plate? Because then even then, that's way more easier to just scrape off in the back when I bust your table, bro. And it's not sitting on the bottom of a fucking table getting fucking disgusting, getting hard. All right, let's stop devolving into fucking Neanderthals and start evolving into gray people. Let's stay on the right path here. Number 5, talking about the Let's Burn the World shroom or acid trip story. I don't really remember what it was. I'm pretty sure it was either gel tabs or gel tabs or shrooms. I'm going to go with shrooms because that sounds more chill. And I feel like that's what kind of clicks better when I think back to it. Basically, Let's Burn the World at the time was this Instagram handle for this account, Let's Burn the World or whatever. Shout out Gio. We are still friends to this day. Not Gio Ponce, a different Gio from Washington area in America. Basically, I took a bunch of shrooms and Snot, you know, the rapper Snot, this was back in like 2018, 2019 probably. He posted on Instagram talking about, yo, I'm FaceTiming, I'm calling fans, blah, 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 or some shit like that. Or maybe he just posted and I'm tripping and I'm like, yo, call me. I'm tripping off shrooms. Please talk to me. That would be crazy. It'd make my whole year. And obviously, Let's Burn the World saw that comment and took advantage of it to fuck with us because we were tripping sack off these mushrooms. But basically, he texted me out the blue being like, I see you, or some shit like that. And I was just, and first of all, as soon as he said that, my whole spine started shivering. I was like, actually, because I'm just in an altered state of mind and I'm easily, fuck withable, if that makes sense. And basically, I started, texting him back like, oh, you see us? All right, which window? Which window? He says, you know. And why that got me, I'm I'm not gonna say I don't know. I know exactly why it got me because we were in my friend Ashton at the time's basement. It was me and him tripping or whatever. And yes, I'm showing him these texts because I'm getting texted, and I gotta put the vibe onto someone else. I don't want to be the only one with that vibe. You know what I'm saying? Take it off my shoulders a little bit or whatever. But anyway, the reason why it got me is because we're in his basement, and it's like one of those like windows at the top part. You know, y'all been in the basement before. You know what I'm talking about. So small like rectangular windows at the top by the ceiling or whatever. And it got me fucking shaking because obviously that's the only option, and he's just saying any perfect response to basically match with any scenario. He's just fucking with us or whatever. But I didn't know that in the moment. I was genuinely convinced. And then pitter patter down like 10 minutes or whatever. We're still texting. He's still scaring the fuck out of us. He eventually says like, "I'm inside." I'm like, all right. He's fucking with us. I put the phone down, bro. I'm not trying to entertain this anymore because I'm like actually scared. Watching Shrek or some shit, actually shaking. Trying not to think about it, even though I'm like, you know? And I'm not gonna say he stopped texting us, but he said yeah, what I said. He said, "I'm inside," whatever. I put the phone down. Me and Ashton are watching Shrek, bro. We hear upstairs, bro, and we're shaking, scared, like. Basically, we go upstairs, but we grab a weapon of anything we can find. We don't got weapons. We're like 16, bro. We don't got guns, bro. We don't got knives. We're not cool like that. Not even cool. We're just not built like that. But I grabbed like a broom or some shit. I don't even know. He grabs like a Xbox remote, something to hit someone with. Something. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, we go upstairs. There's nothing at all up there as a threat. But I'm just so, and like that's what I'm saying. Like mushrooms is so. Even acid too, bro. Any sort of psychedelic that has you in that sort of a state of mind or that like frequency or whatever. And bro, it's like the universe. I don't know if I want to perceive it as the universe working in crazy ways to where it's like this shit happened at the perfect time and it's the weirdest shit that you can't explain. Or it's me in an altered state of mind and some normal ass shit is happening, but I can't explain it because I'm perceiving it like a psychopath. I'm going to choose to believe in the universe being cool, because that sounds better to me. You know what I mean? That sounds cooler. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that was the time that I thought someone genuinely broke into my friend's crib while we were tripping on shrooms, and it's probably one of the scariest I've ever been in my life because of that fucking noise that something fell over upstairs when no one was home. Okay, the only thing upstairs was a cat, so it was probably the cat, but it was still just like, the universe working in weird times. A little scary. Anyway, next one. This one's really good too. Don't really got too much like meat and potatoes on it or whatever. But I listened to the Ariel Helwani Sean Brady interview, and Sean Brady seems like a pretty cool person for real. I felt the need to write this down when I was watching the interview, taking in my UFC media. Sean Brady sounds like an everyday Joe, in like a good way. I'm not trying to say he's not special in his own way. He is. He's the number 2 contender. He was number 1 until Bilal lost the belt or whatever. I fuck with Sean Brady. I wish he had better striking. How are you going to let Bilal do you on the feet like that? Beats me. And yeah, how are you going to let Bilal do you on the feet like that, man? But yeah, obviously I wish he had better striking or whatever, and hopefully he's been working on it, but maybe he needs to stay on his grappling shit too, because that's what has gotten him this far, you know what I mean? Obviously he's not the most entertaining fighter, but hearing him talk to Ariel Helwani, he seems like a pretty chill dude, and I'm glad that he gets to fight at MSG really close to home. It sounds like ideal. Imagine like fighting in the regional scene forever, maybe taking a fight in Tennessee. If you're say you're based in Atlanta, take a fight in Tennessee, drive a couple hours back, whatever. That's not that bad. That's still chill. Sorry. But man, then you get pro, and then you're fighting all over the world or the country or whatever, and then you gotta like stay like halfway across the road. You can't even go home to your kids if they didn't come with. So like I really fuck with the idea of fighting close to home, especially if you're a pro, because it's a big paycheck. Easy drive home, chill day in the office, or win or loss regardless, you know what I'm saying? Beat all the traveling stuff to the side. Yeah, I fuck with Sean Brady. I hope he beats Michael Morales. And this is a point I was trying to make. And the last 2 times I recorded this was, bro, not towards the middle to the end of this sort of year. No one's really losing their O's. But in the beginning of the year, I was really thinking 2025 is the year everyone's going to lose their O. And that is why I thought Dracos was going to beat Hamza, because it was just like the vibes or whatever. And but obviously that was not the case. But going back to Michael Morales, Sean Brady, I think Michael Morales is going to lose. I think Sean Brady's going to sub him in the first couple rounds, or he's going to smudge him. I can't remember if it's a 5 or 3 round fight. Well, off the top of my head, if it's a 5 round, I think he's going to smudge him. And then if it's a 3 round, I think he's gonna sub him in the first couple rounds. Anyway, number 7. All right, I really love this one. I'm passionate about this one in a way. I love mezcal. Okay, I like it in a drink. I like it in a cocktail. I like it in a margarita, especially if the recipe's really good, bro. And like, it just it merges well. But I be trying to put people on mezcal, bro, but they do not fuck with it. Listen, I don't like taking mezcal as a shot by itself. It's too bold. It's too smoky alone. That's what I'm saying. If it's like in a recipe and it's good, it is so delicious, bro. The smoky can just, and first of all, it's never like overly smoky. It's never overly smoky to where it's like disgusting. That's what I'm saying. If you have a good recipe, a good drink, it is so good. At my job or whatever, not trying to, not sponsored right now, not in fight camp, but we got a mezcal hibiscus margarita. That shit is delicious. We make the hibiscus syrup in-house, homemade, so good. It's sweet and smoky. So it's just a hibiscus mezcal margarita, but I've been trying to put people on that usually fuck with it, but like my girlfriend or her friends or whatever, they just don't like mezcal. I wish they could, and I don't know. I never thought in a million years that I would like mezcal. I didn't even know what it was until I started working there. Fake Mexican. All right. Number 8. See, this is a kind of a sensitive one. It's not really that sensitive, but I know it kind of will reach a lot of people, especially in the amateur fighting community. Deftones is so good, but it's so oversaturated in the amateur fighting community. Unfortunately, ... The same goes for Johnny Cash. Okay, we'll start off with Johnny Cash. I fuck with Johnny Cash heavy. Okay, I really do, because one, my grandfather loved Johnny Cash, so it's in my blood. It got passed down to me. His vibes are in my blood. You know what I mean? My apologies. My fucking keep on whimpering like something's wrong, bro. And I go over there and he just. Not a damn thing wrong, bro. He just being annoying. Look, he just took his ass out. Don't come all up in here trying to make a scene, bro. For real. Anyway, continuing, Deftones. Listen, everyone, how can you hate Deftones? It's a great vibe. It can be heavy, it can be soft. Their vocals, their guitars, their drums, everything is beautiful. It's good. As I said, I get why everyone's fucking with it. But it is so oversaturated. Can we please bring some originality, bro? I'm not saying everyone's trying to be like everyone else. Everyone can like their own shit, you know what I'm saying? No one's copying anyone. But let's bring some originality. Let's be ourselves. And I'm not saying you're not being yourself by putting the Deftones this, that, whatever. You're not. Who am I to say? I don't know. But if you see that everyone's trying to do it to be cool, let's do something else. Because if like a topic or like whatever, a genre, say just Deftones, it's so common to where you have to kind of use like a niche song to try to seem cool. It's oversaturated, bro. I'm not saying it's not cool or whatever. Like, I would love to walk out to Deftones someday, but it's like seeing everyone already, like, I'm not saying they're walking out to Deftones, but they're making edits and posting their Instagram fighting photos to it. It's just like, I can't really have my own vibe. And I want my own vibe. I want to be marketable. I want to be unique. I want to be myself, but just, I don't want to have to act a certain way to be promotable. I want to be promotable honestly by just being me. So, I'm not saying let's put the Deftones down. Obviously, I fuck with Deftones. You fuck with Deftones. We all fuck with Deftones. But let's try to be a little more original. Okay. Number 9. Me and my girlfriend were talking about Crazy Horse, and it has got to be the most underrated monument in America. If you're not familiar with Crazy Horse, it is this Mount Rushmore-like rock project that is not going to be done in our lifetime because it does not have the funding that it should be. And if I was a quadrillionaire, I would pay for that shit to get done in my lifetime to experience some Mount Rushmore / pyramid-like human creation to last on Earth forever, because that would be pretty cool. Am I wrong? Didn't think so. But yeah, basically, I'll put a picture. This is what it looks like now, right here. This is what it looks like right now. And it probably looked that way when I went there a couple years ago. Shout out my Uncle Lukey, the GOAT. He took us to a Crazy Horse and Mount Rushmore, not field trip, but vacation, you could say. And then this is what it's supposed to look like when it's done. It's Crazy Horse, the chief, the GOAT, okay? Beautiful, bro. The scenery is beautiful. You pull up in the parking lot, you look beautiful. They got a whole museum type thing where you see like, not just arrowheads, but you see like artifacts from like Native Americans back at that time. And it is so cool, bro. You see just everything. And every year, once a year, I don't remember. I think it's usually probably around the same time every year. They have like basically like a TNT explosion where you can pull up, you can buy tickets or whatever, and they like basically dynamite part of the mountain out to help make the carving process easier. And bro, I want to go there one year, bro. Cause we were only a couple weeks late or early from when we went with my uncle as a family, but obviously it probably cost some money. We don't got the bread for that right now, but that shit would be cool, bro. Crazy Horse is so sick, bro. It's in South Dakota. It's on like the west side of South Dakota, so right next to the border of Wyoming. I'm pretty sure if I got my states right. Yeah, bro. If you have never been to Crazy Horse, bro, it is so cool, and it's just like so historically, just like sick, if that makes sense. I love Crazy Horse a lot, but no one can love Crazy Horse more than my girlfriend, unfortunately. I tried. So if you think you do, you probably don't. Hello. The 10th one deleted. Something had to happen. But let me just talk about the 10th one again real quick so I can put it in the end of this video. It was talking about the trio commentary and how MMA Guru kind of like held himself higher, if that makes sense, than the other two. And I feel like that kind of threw off the vibe a little bit. It's the first one. I'm not here to hate. I loved the commentary. I watched it for the 6 hours that it was, 7 hours that it was, and I really fucked with it. I needed that. It's the 3 people that I listened to, just like giving me an out of body experience all at one time, if that makes sense. Yeah, hopefully you can relate if you listen to it and watch it. It's literally perfect. All right, it's not perfect exactly. That's why I'm saying this. My bad. I take that back. But I'm saying like, yes, he's the biggest channel, and it was on his channel, the streamer or whatever, and it is big exposure for the other 2. I get it. But I feel like if you know that and you're aware of that, you should just like pipe down a little bit, chill out. I'm not saying you did too much for real. It was just like slightly, and I could tell that it kind of like just threw up the vibe a little bit or whatever. Just outside looking and critiquing as a fan or whatever. But I don't know, but I also understand too that for the first time, everyone kind of has to hold their own ground or whatever to kind of solidify positioning or whatever. However that works, I don't know. They'll naturally do that by existing, but also, like I said, it was the first one, so it's not gonna be like perfect. It's gonna get better from here on out. Otherwise, besides that, I really got like no complaints, and I don't even feel like that was really a complaint for real. I'm just like pointing that out or whatever. But yeah. That's all for number 10. I hope they do it every couple months, or at least once a month. That'd be great. But I feel like every couple months kind of makes it hit hard better, or hit home harder, if that makes sense. But yeah, having to re-record that is shit. But it's all right. That's all for the 10th reason. And you guys, I appreciate you watching the whole thing through. You guys have a good day or good night. Sleep well or whatever. I appreciate. I will see you guys next time.